Well, Rob Rinder joins me now. Do you know what I love about this series? You get a chance to hear from the victims. You get a chance to the people who, you know, like we were saying, live life sentences. Normally it's all focused on the criminal, isn't it?
Exactly. And I'm so glad you say that, Lorraine, because people so often forget about the families.
They do.
And that's exactly right. You know, this is a real opportunity for people to hear from the victims' families and also those who were partners in solving the crime. The case today of Helen McCourt, the man who killed her, Ian Sims, is now applying for parole. And, of course, he's never revealed where Helen McCourt's body is. And he still has the chance of getting parole. So you saw...
That makes no sense.
It makes no sense. So
really
Helen's mum, Mary, is campaigning for a Helen's Law, which very simply states that you don't show where the body is, you don't reveal where the body is, so we can have some kind of emotional closure. You don't get parole. And you can hear that story articulated today because, as you rightly describe, it's not the defendant that has a life sentence. Of course, we know. Most commonly, they're released. It's the families that are forever without their loved one.
You said it was a real privilege to do this, series.
It really was. I mean, because to give an opportunity for the families and the victims of crime a chance to speak in their own words about what happened. And, of course, very often we only hear the bad news stories when things have gone wrong through the police forces or those who investigate crime. But more commonly than not, they do a really good job. And this is one of the good news stories of how hard they work, the scientific advances that have been made in solving crime, and all of the ways in which the puzzles are put together finally to reveal who's committed these awful crimes and the impact of them, not in my words, but through the words of people who are actually affected by it, which is
very powerful.
Something unusual.
It's very, very powerful. It really is. On today, 2 o'clock on
at 2 o'clock. And what's exciting as well is lots of victims of other crimes have got together and have invited us to be partners in telling this story. It really is an interesting and exciting chance to hear this tale. And I hope, by the way, that Helen's Law is passed. It really must be.
It would be fantastic. It really would. And because too often, as we said, victims get forgotten about. This whole sort of TV career of yours, unexpected.
It was unexpected.
Yeah, it's amazing how there you are and then life just changed so much.
Right, and you know what, I always say it's important to remember that, however down you feel, that nothing really is forever, that life can change
so quickly.
On a dime. You know, here we are in January, it's dark and bleak and you might be miserable with your job or some other situation and you never know. One meeting, one moment can change absolutely everything.
Absolutely, because here you are, you're up for an NTA award.
I know.
As the judge.
The judge.
Against Simon Cowell and others. And to be honest with you, they should just really give it to you because you are the only proper judge.
Lorraine, I mean...
really?
You are an authority.
Exactly.
What's going on?
Exactly.
I completely agree. I mean, it's not Judge Cowell. Who's the other one? Judge Louis, although I like him very much.
Indeed.
I think One Direction fans, you should vote for me. It's what he would want.
It is, actually.
Definitely. And...
there they all are.
Gosh.
You're the only one that's a judge.
That's exactly true.
Yes.
And there's Judge Williams. He also wants everybody to vote for me. He told me.
He does, yeah.
Exactly
they all do,
so.
to be honest.
And Judge Williams.
Yes.
Yeah, a big fan of mine as well.
So, really?
Really?
They should just give it to you.
Exactly. So what we don't want is any of them to go on stage and embarrass themselves, frankly, by having to make a speech saying, look, you know, I'm not a judge.
But I know someone who is.
It would just be embarrassing. I am cultivating my face.
As well as all of this, though, have you got the face? Have you got the face?
It's extraordinary.
Right.
I don't know who to model it on. I'm trying to do... I remember there was one, was it Katie Price? Insofar as she's able to you know, evince a facial reaction these days. I'm not sure. She looked sort of... What are you supposed to do when you lose? I mean...
And you're supposed to go...
Oh, right.
Like that.
I don't... My spinal column doesn't touch my brain in that way. I can't imagine being that generous. I shall be absolutely furious if you don't vote for me. It would be completely wrong.
It would be completely wrong.
Yes.
But as well as that, though, all the things that you do, you're also a fantastic matchmaker. You're Cupid.
It's true.
5 weddings so far?
5. It's my... I'm collecting
weddings.
celestial mitigation.
It's wonderful.
Lorraine, in the event that there's an afterlife and I get up there and God hopefully looks a bit like you and sounds, well, like you or Joanna Lumley or something. And she's looking at me going, look, you don't have much chance of staying here for long, and is nudging me to the fire escape. I want to have something to say.
Yes.
So 5 weddings.
You've made 5 people, including lovely Brooke Kinsella as well.
Brooke Kinsella married my flatmate from university. I met her very briefly and knew instantly that she'd be perfect.
Knew.
I know, they got married a year later.
Oh, that is lovely.
I know. I once set somebody very famous up in your green room, but I'm not going to say who.
Tell me after.
It didn't work out.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Very nearly. But you have to treat it like a business.
Right.
You see, because there are... Look, this is very controversial, but they are... You know, for every, frankly, 50 emotionally well-adjusted, funny, literate, great women, very few men seem to come on the market. So when you find them, it's like a good house. You've just got to get in there and say
Go for it.
Straight away.
With your help, of course.
Well, yeah. Oh, look, yeah. Well, yeah. I don't think I helped Shirley Ballas. There you are.
No, but well, that's happened, which is very nice.
Yes, I saw that.
We'll be talking about that later. 2 o'clock today. We'll
2
be there.
o'clock, and it's a really good chance to hear from the family of Helen McCord.
Absolutely.
And above all else, to give an opportunity for her mum and her family to talk about the impact of this crime. Also, in the very early days of DNA and really advanced investigation, how a 1988 crime was solved.
Sure.
It's fascinating. It's a linchpin moment in the history of solving crime. It's really like early Sherlock. It's fascinating.
Sounds great. Thank you.
Thank you,
Great
Lorraine.
to see you.
Looking forward to our trip to Dagestan.
Absolutely. Or Nook.
I'm not going to Nook.
Oh, come to Nook with me.
What will we wear?
You would look so cute. It is a little sort of Inuit. You'd look lovely with
There's
your little
not enough
outfit.
fur in the world that can make me look cute.
There is. We'll sort it.